Hey guys, what's up? CardOtaku here, and today I'm here with a deck storage case slash deck box tutorial video or review video, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people have been asking me how I store my cards, and this is kind of the answer to that. So obviously, in the card game scene, there's a lot of different ways to store your cards. Uh, Previously, I made a few videos about card sleeves. If you guys want to check that out, I'll probably put a annotation somewhere. And I might do an updated one pretty soon because I still get a lot of people asking questions. They don't like to look at my past videos or something. But let's just get started with the um, deck box tutorial. So what we need to know is, let's put all these aside first. Let's start off with the basics. The Bushiroad deck boxes. A lot of people will probably see the most. Bushiroad usually releases these the most often. There is a new. They are releasing a new type of deck box that's portrait instead of landscape. Landscape is like, when it's landscape looking, and when portrait is like this. I'm guessing it's gonna be sort of like this. Mine hasn't come in yet, but I'll get mine in April. So if they're really big difference, then I might make another video on that. But yeah, it should be pretty similar to this, where you just put your deck in this, and it should be able to fit your G zone in and your regular deck, pretty much like this. So yeah, this one has a bit more space, so it has a bit more wiggle room for you to put in some spare cards. So yeah, these ones, they're pretty much the same size as the ones that come in the supply set. So this is the Chrono one that came in the supply set. They should be the same size. Yeah, so these are pretty much the most standard ones that you can buy outside normally. Of course, Chrono ones. The thing to note is that once you put your G-Zone in here, if you have a triple sleeve deck, it's going to be really tight. In fact, the deck box actually kind of curves out a bit, so it's actually bending the plastic. So if you keep it like this for a long time, it might damage the box. But if you keep it in good condition, it should be fine. Like, for example, if you put it in a deck box full of other things, they should be able to squish each other well enough that it keeps its shape. But yeah, just keep in mind that. Let's see. Besides Bushiroad, there's other companies that have made deck boxes. For example, Puzzle and Dragons. I don't think they'll be making any deck boxes anymore. It's because they're going out of business, I think. Well, at least the card game is, but I'm not sure if their other products will be doing the same, because I don't know. They're pretty nice. The Puzzle and Dragon one, it is a portrait, so it does open up like this, and it fits. It's a bit bigger than a Bushiroad deck box, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bit more space. You can put in a few more comments here, as I have done. I put some tech cards in here, or some cards I wanted to play with, test out with in here also. And some of them also come with dividers. This the Metatron one in particular does not come with a divider, but I believe the other ones do. If you buy the Chinese gods, the heroes, they all come with a divider. So there will be an extra divider in there, but this one does not come with a divider, so I can't show you that. That's the one by, I believe it's by Kadokawa. I don't have one out of it's still in the package, so can't really show you. But yeah, if you guys can get your hands on these, you can do that. If you guys like Puzzle and Dragons and whatnot, then you can feel free to do that. I believe the Angie Verge deck boxes are not the same as these, but it's also by Kadokawa. I think the Angie Birch, the ones are this size. So these are called the character deck Tez Code. These are just deck box. I believe they're just called the Max. So they're a lot bigger than the standard Bushiroad ones. If you look at it from here, there's quite a lot of room in here left. So for a lot of people who like to play around with extra cards, or for, you know, whether you want to put them in there for trade or whatnot, then you can get the Max ones, but I'll explain a bit later. But yeah, these are quite big. Let's see if I can have one. Alright, so this is one out of the package. If you're looking for it in the package, it'll look something like this. So it has Max here, so you know it's a bigger size. So when you open it up, this is how it looks like. As you can see, I put my deck in here. This is, what is this? This is my maiden off deck, and I put it in here, but there's still a lot of space in here. So you can, you know, potentially put just a bunch of random crap in here. Just put more random crap in here. And it does come with a divider. These ones come with a divider, so it's quite nice. So even if you put your G-Zone here, this is not a full G-Zone, but it's like 3 cards short. If you put your G-Zone in here, you'll still have a lot of space left over to put some extra cards in. So if you guys like to have more wiggle room, then you guys can get the max size. But for the max size, mainly it's ZX deck boxes. I believe they still have other ones. I think, what's it called? Strike the Blood had it. What else? Just some other crap that I got for the max size. Let's see if I have. No, it's all ZX. But oh yeah, Jack Riot has it, I think. Let me see. Yeah, this is another thing I want to talk about. Alongside their max size deck boxes, Broccoli also released an even bigger deck box. This is, I forgot what it's called, but it's also by Broccoli. It's meant for you to put in max size deck boxes. So as you guys can see here, if you open it up, inside this giant deck box, you can put 2 max size deck boxes, and there's a bit of wiggle room here for you to put in extras. And yeah, so if you guys like Jack Riot, then there's Jack Riot stuff. But yeah, this is how I put my Jack Riot stuff. The deck box in here, and we have our deck in here. Lots of. This is a good example. This is how it looks like if you put stuff in here. That's like your full deck, your G-Zone, and your extra cards. I think this is my Sealed Dragon deck, but yeah. So yeah, you put it back in there, and then you still have room for another deck, and then other stuff. So yeah, these ones are 900 yen, usually 900 yen. The max size deck boxes are 750 yen. So keep that in mind, convert it to own currency, whatever. And then this one is not priced, but these should be actually the Bushiroad ones. Oh, it doesn't have the price on here either. These are around 600 yen, I believe. 600 or 500 yen, something like that. Actually, yeah, these are 500 yen. So another thing I want to talk about is the Acara card holder collection, which is not by Broccoli or by Bushiroad. They're by another company. I believe it's the same company that makes Precious Memories. So this is the Acara card holder collection, similar to their Acara sleeve collection line that I don't have. So here, yeah. I believe it's the same brand. they repackaged their thing, or maybe it's a new. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, Acara sleeve collection. This is my thing. But yeah. So these deck boxes, it's the same size as the Bushiroad one. So this is a Bushiroad deck box. This is the same size, but what this has extra is that it comes like a card divider, a deck divider. So it's a little bonus that it gets that the Bushiroad ones don't provide you with. And another thing that you should note is that this company rarely makes deck boxes, or plastic deck boxes. They made Kaon ones and Vocaloid ones. And there should be other ones that I'm missing. But for the most part, they don't really release deck boxes that often. So it might be kind of rare for you to get these. So again, most of the majority of the companies that make deck boxes, plastic deck boxes, are Broccoli, and of course Bushiroad. It's pretty easy to tell them apart. You'll say Bushiroad if you buy a Bushiroad one. I can't really. It's not really focusing, but whatever. And it says Broccoli if you buy the Broccoli ones. So yeah. Besides that, Pokemon also releases deck boxes. I actually kind of like the Pokemon ones. They're also portrait. And I don't know about the other ones. I only bought one Pokemon deck box. This is I got it from the Pokemon Center. Not sure if you can get it anywhere else, but I mean, officially get them anywhere else. But yeah, when I bought it, it comes with one and two dividers. So just two dividers, and it can fit your G zone plus a little bit more. So it's a bit bigger than the Bushiroad size deck boxes, but it's not. I don't think it's quite as. I guess it's around the same size as the Puzzle and Dragon ones. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, I guess, but it's not by a really noticeable difference. So yeah, there's that. The Pokemon deck boxes. If you guys like Pokemon, then I guess you can chill out with the Pokemon deck boxes. But before we move on to the deck case holders, there's one or two more things I want to talk about, and that are shit. Give me a sec. The point exchange deck boxes, or at least the small size deck boxes. These ones, they're not really good anymore. I put my Yu-Gi-Oh deck in here actually. I don't even play this deck anymore. I don't even play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore. So, yeah, this is those really shitty deck boxes that they give to you for free, and they used to be for point exchange. But these are really small, and you can't really fit anything in here. Before, you could fit a double-sleeved Bushiroad size sleeve deck in here. But you cannot fit a triple size sleeve deck in here, and you can't fit a double size sleeve deck with G Zone in here. So these are pretty garbage now. Unless you store your G Zone somewhere else, then these aren't really viable. But I usually use this to, store some holos or some useful commons so that it's easier to look for. So yeah, they released a new type of deck box. These are the new point exchange deck boxes, so you can exchange one silver point for them. And these are a lot better than the previous ones. As you can see, this one is a lot bigger, so it can fit a triple-sized sleeve deck now, and you can fit a G zone that's double sleeved. So what I usually do is I have my main deck, which is triple sleeved, and then I have my G zone that's double sleeved. Keep in mind that you can't triple sleeve in tournament, but when I have a tournament deck, I usually just double sleeve it because I know what deck I will be using, so that's not really a problem. But yeah, these ones are pretty good. There aren't too many designs out there right now, and you have to watch out that these ones you have to construct yourself. So the pins are inside the deck box, and sometimes they scratch your sleeve, so you have to be careful about that. And yeah. Let's see. All right. So yeah, let's move on to the storage cases. So these are pretty much these ones. The one that we got from the Legend deck. This is what I consider a storage case or a deck box holder. So these are usually used to hold your deck boxes inside. Let's see. If I empty this out, give me a quick second. You can fit 4 deck boxes in here. 4 regular size deck boxes, so the standard size. You can fit 4 of them in here. You can fit 4 of them here. They're pretty snug. It's quite nice. They shouldn't really move around. And yeah. These are the standard storage cases that I buy, because these are the most useful. They're the most practical, because majority of the time you might bring 2 of these out to play, so you can have 8 decks to use. But if you put a max size in here, you'll have pretty much a lot less space to play. You can't even fit a 4th one in here if you put a max size case. For example, I'll use one that's out of the package. So now look at this. You don't really have much space. The only thing you can fit in is probably one of those old shitty deck boxes. So if you play like something like Y Schwartz that they fit in here, then you can just put it here. For example, if you have 3 Vanguard decks, then you might have a Y Schwartz deck here, or a Yu-Gi-Oh deck, whatever you want. In Hong Kong, a lot of people bring multiple card games out to play because card shops here are very diverse. So yeah. Let's show you what packages they come in. Let's put this stuff back in. Alright, so this is how a deck box I'm using right now looks like. It's pretty beat up. I used this for like 6 years, I think, 5 or 6 years. So it's quite damaged. But you can there's a lot of ways to take good care of it. I didn't take good care of it, and I spilled water on this, so it's quite crapped up. But I have a backup one of this. So if you want to keep one of these deck boxes like in good condition, I suggest you buy 2. Buy one for using and one for backup. Because yeah, these are cardboard, so they will get damaged pretty easily. This is from Bushiroad. When you buy them, they come in a package something like this. So you have to take it out of the box, or out of the package, and you have to construct the box yourself. I might make a tutorial on that if you need one, but I don't think there's a need for it. It's quite simple. Well, they don't have instructions here. Interesting. But yeah, this is how it looks like. At first, people who don't play card games might not know what these are, but yeah, these are deck case holders. And of course, Broccoli also has theirs. Theirs is called PG, and it's a bit nicer, I think. It has like little foil things, so it's like holographic, sort of. This is the ones by ZX. 500 yen, but I got it for 486 yen when I was in Japan. And yeah, these are by Broccoli also. But this is standard. It's a bit. These are actually a bit smaller than the Bushier ones. Let's see. This one is the same size. Look at here. Yeah, it's 230 mm times 150 mm, 105 mm times 80 mm, and these ones are 225 mm. So it's 5 mm shorter than these ones. So the Broccoli ones are a bit shorter. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. It makes it a lot tighter. So if you guys don't, there's potential to damage your deck boxes if they're not crammed full enough. For example, if you put an empty deck box in there and you have like 3 full deck boxes, this one, it might get squished in. And what happened to me before is that the sides here, it cracked a bit because of the pressure. So you have to be careful. And then there's these ones that you get at comic conventions. I got these from Comic World, I think. And these are some you can't buy them regularly. I don't think these have an official company that sells them. That's why the quality for these are also not as good. These ones rip really easily, but they're nice. They look nice at least. So yeah, these are the main regular sized ones that I use. Bushiroad, Broccoli. Yeah, these are the main ones. I believe there's some other ones, but I haven't. There hasn't been an anime that I like that they released, so I didn't buy them. So yeah. And then these are the point exchange ones that you can get. These are a lot smaller. This is the one from Prison Connect. Also the Precious Memory ones. They're quite small. These are around the same size as the supply set boxes, I believe. So, let's see. Let's do a quick comparison. So this here is the Grand Blue supply set box, and then this is a point exchange box from Bushiroad, paper one. I believe these are only from 5 Cross. I think the game stopped, so you can't even point exchange for these anymore. You can only buy them. But yeah, this is another IS one. So there's 2 Infinite Stratos ones here. I believe they're the same size. And this is the High School DxD one. So the High School So the High School DxD one is going to be the same size as this Miku one, which is bigger than the Bushiroad one by quite a bit. This one, it can only fit like, I use this to put in commons and whatnot. I believe if you try to put a deck box in here, it won't even fit because it's not high enough or something. So you just use these to store your other cards that you don't need. But yeah, this one, the ones from Personal Memories, they are a bit bigger than the Bushiroad ones that you get from supply set. Because you can use this as a deck box holder. If you guys didn't know, don't throw these away. These are quite useful. Yeah. So yeah, these ones are quite a bit bigger. But the inside, it takes like, I don't know why, it's weird, but if you put a deck box in here, it's quite tight. So it doesn't actually fit. So you have to actually just put in decks in here. Yeah, it's like, it's tight, so it's weird. I just use this to put card commons and stuff. Or you can put decks in here that aren't in a box. So if you put a deck in here, just like this, it's fine. Yeah. Oops. But yeah, I think that's all there is to the deck box and storage case video. There isn't really much to teach you guys about. But yeah, usually that's how I store my deck box. I store my decks. I just put 4 deck boxes in here and I just take it out and go have fun. This is how a field day for me would usually look like. I just bring 4 decks out or 8 decks, bring 2 of these, and then I just go play. Before I was pretty. If you don't have a lot, you should get these because you don't want to bring 4 of these randomly in your bag because they move around and they might damage your deck box. So yeah, just put it in one of these. You might as well get one of these damaged instead of 4 of your other deck boxes damaged. And yeah, just put it in there. And yeah, you're good to go. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Oh, these are of course only the anime deck boxes I use. There's also other companies that, if you guys don't have access to, then you guys can use the Ultra Pro ones. I guess I put crap in here just cause. But I believe they're the same size as the Bushi Road ones. Oh no, they're a bit smaller. A bit smaller. So these are going to be even tighter. But yeah, these are cheap, so think of it how you want. But yeah, that's pretty much concludes this video. If you guys have any questions, leave down below. Again, if you wanna buy all these standard ones like these, you can buy them on amiyami.com. That's amiyami.com. I'll put the link down below. Same with these ones. You can probably not this exact deck box, but you can buy the standard size deck boxes of Amiyami. I believe you can all get these off Amiyami. Oh, there's also forgot something. I forgot these deck boxes. These, they don't make these anymore, I don't think. But if you find them on the market, they're quite rare, so you can try and get them. They are quite nice. You open it like this, and then they slide out. There's like 2 deck boxes that slide out. I can see why they kind of disconnected these. These are not very practical, because like if you take it out and then by accident they slip out, then your cards are gonna be all over the place. I guess that's why they made these instead. These are a bit more practical, but they also are a bit more of a hassle to take out. So yeah, and they're on the same size. But yeah, for these ones I only have the Fate Stay Night one and the Bakemonogatari one. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, I guess. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.